The next book I'm gonna be reading is Arthur Writes a Story by Mark Brown. It starts with Arthur, in his classroom. Arthur teaches Mr. Radburn explain the homework. What should the story be about? Arthur asked. Anything, Mr. Radburn said. Write about something disappointing to you. Arthur started his story the minute he got home. He knew exactly what he wanted to write. Arthur read his story to DW. That's a boring story, DW said. Does it have to be real life? Because your life is so dull. I don't want to write a boring story, said Arthur. If I were me, DW asked, I'd make sure about getting an elephant. The next day, Arthur read his new story to Buster, his best friend. Do you like the part about the elephant puppies? He asked. It's okay, I guess, said Buster. I'm writing a cool story about outer space. Maybe my story should take place on the moon, thought Arthur. You see the elephants, on the moon and space. On Wednesday, Arthur read his new story to Brain. Scientifically speaking, elephants will weigh less on the moon, but wouldn't float that high, said Brain. So you don't like it, said Arthur. A good story should be well researched, said Brain. Like mine. If I had a pet, it's the Jurassic period. And see his friend, on the lake. So Arthur hurried to the library. What are those books for? Asked Francine. Research, said Arthur. I'm reading about my pet, five-toed mammal of the genus Loxodonta. Your what? Asked Francine. My elephant, Arthur explained. Oh, said Francine. I'm putting jokes in my story. All through dinner, Arthur worried about his story. Please pass the corn, asked Father. Corn, that's it, said Arthur. Purple corn and blue elephants on planet Smellephant. Now that's funny. Arthur is acting weirder than usual, said DW. On Thursday, everyone at the Sugar Bowl was talking about their stories. Last year, a kid wrote a country western song for her story, said Pernilla, and she got an A. How do you know? Asked Arthur. That kid was me, explained Pernilla. Mr. Radburn said I should send it to a record company. It was that good. Wow, said Arthur, and they're here in the sugar shop. That night, Arthur's imagination went wild. He decided to turn his story into a song. He even made up a dance to go with it. He was writing a western song with the elephants and everything. Later, he tried it out with his family. Now this little boy can go home and enjoy his own personal striped elephant. You will see how happy he will be here on planet Smellephant. Well, said Arthur, what do you think? The family just stay quiet. DW with the tongue. Mother and father smiled. It's nice, said Grandma Thora, but a little confusing. Too bad you can't dance, said DW, the mean sister. What am I going to do, said Arthur. My story is due tomorrow. He was worried. That night, Arthur didn't sleep very well. The next day, Arthur worried until Mr. Radburn finally called him. When Arthur's song and dance was over, the classroom was so quiet it was almost spooky. Blinky raised his hand. Did that really happen? All this class was silent. It was embarrassing for him. Sort of, said Arthur. It started as a story of how I got my dog. I let her hear that story, said Mr. Radburn. The title was How I Got My Puppy Paw, said Arthur. Arthur told how proud he was of his pet business and how scared he was when Parakeet disappeared. And he told how happy he was to find her under his bed and how surprised he was to see her 3 puppies. And the best part is, said Arthur, I got to keep one. He's talking about his puppy. Buster said, I like that story better than your other one. Great story, said Binky. I think our story was the best, said Francine. Praising him. Good work, said Mr. Radburn. Of course, I expect you to write it all down by Mondays. Then Mr. Radburn gave Arthur a gold sticker. Oh, and one more thing, he said. Leave out the dancing. And you see all the class, and Arthur is all shy. The end. This was Arthur Writes a Story by Mark Brown.